Welcome out to Rock the House, y'all. You ready to have some fun? Let's get it. It's my birthday. No, it's not. But I still look good, though. Hot comb hot. Ow! That's that smile I'm looking for. Was that so hard? If you ever need to smile again, girl, take my card. But you can't dance, ain't got rhythm, but you got a man. I'll see you with him. Put your phone down and let's get it. Forget your Instagram and your Twitter. Got me like, whoa. Wait a minute, you need to stake a minute. Loosen them shoulders up, hold it up, let's work on some Perm on your attitude. Girl, you gotta relax. Ooh. Let me show you what you got to do. You gotta lay it back. Matter of fact, bam, show 'em how to lay it back. 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 Alright. Come on, baby, I love you. No, you don't. You never know I might, though. Can't say I won't. And that's that smile I'm looking for. Is that so hard? If you ever need to smile again, girl, take my car. Razzle dazzle, ain't gonna stop. What you want is what I got. You wanna get down, you got to get up. Don't be stingy with your big old butt. You gotta put it like, whoa, wait a minute. You need to take a minute. Shoulders up, pull it up. Let's work on some Perm on your attitude. Girl, you gotta relax. Ooh. Let me show you what you got to do. You gotta lay it back. Matter of fact, bam, show 'em how to lay it back. Show 'em how to lay it back. Show 'em how to lay it back. Ow. Show 'em how to lay it back. Alright. Yeah, you got it, baby. But if you want to really have some fun, follow these little instructions. You need to activate your sexy, silky smooth and snap. Now lean with it, put a little sheen in it. Then pat, pat, pat until it's fat. Throw some Perm on your attitude. Girl, you gotta relax. Ooh. Let me show you what you got to do. You gotta lay it back. Matter of fact, bam, lay it back. I've been watching you. Girl, I wanna know you. Now I'm real dangerous. Girl, I wanna show you. Hey, my jungle love. Yeah. Girl, I wanna know you. My jungle love. Yeah. I think I wanna show you. Say to you, you got a brand new car. I think I wanna drive it. Said I'm real dangerous. Take it to the crib, y'all. Jungle love, look out. Think I wanna know ya. Hey, my jungle love. Yeah. Girl, I wanna show ya. Come on. Hey, baby. Love and happiness. Something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone. 3 o'clock in the morning. Talking about how she can make it right. Happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. happiness. Love and happiness. You be good to me, I'll be good to you, and we'll be together to see each other walk away with victory. Yeah. Hey, all right. Love and happiness. Love and happiness. Love is. Wait a minute, said love is walking together, talking together, swinging together, oh, praying together. Love and happiness. All I really want is love and happiness. All I really need is love and happiness. All I really want is love and happiness. Oh, love and happiness.
All right, today we're rocking the house with In the Groove. We have James Davis, Walter Jones, the amazing Bill Zappia, and Fletch. How you guys doing, man?
Good.
Great,
Yeah,
great.
man.
So we've been talking about the effects of COVID and, of course, the industry here in Las Vegas, how it was affected. Everybody out of work. I know that's probably all of us, or it has touched us somewhere. As things are starting to open up, are you guys seeing anything happening? What's going on for you out there?
Two
Anybody?
little things are happening here and there.
Yeah.
Nothing to get back to solidly making a living at it yet, but little things are creeping in.
Yeah.
It's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah, Fletch, I know you've been out there a lot on the strip, or you were.
Yeah, it
are you
was.
starting to see it turn around?
It's trickling.
Huh?
It's trickling. But, I'm not expecting it to be honest. It's going to be a while till we get back to normal, but it's good. It's good. There's signs of light. So, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you say that. I mean, is that because of something you've experienced out there, or just people's reaction to getting back on the strip, or?
Yeah, it's more the reaction, and there's a couple of rooms that are opening up, and, there's a little buzz going around that, we're getting back. But at the same time, like I said, I'm not expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take a little bit of a minute before we're back into it fully. I think people are just a little skittish still and trying to ease their way back into it. But James Davis, how'd you come up with this In the Groove?
Well, I decided that since I heard about Rock the House, that I'd like to participate and put some guys that I would like to play with together. I haven't been playing during the COVID, and the things I was doing before the COVID hit us was more concerts and traveling, so all of that was shut down. So just trying to put something together and we can all be featured together and as well as separately, because it's not only this band plays together. We're all side musicians and work with many different groups. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to put out a representation of what we all do and play together. Like I said, you don't always get to play with your friends or the people that you really want to play with. So in having an opportunity to do this, I decided let's put some guys together who I would like to work with. Hopefully they'd like to work with me. So
very good. Yeah, I'm sorry your regular drummer couldn't make it. I don't know what happened to that guy.
Well, we got a better replacement.
That's right. No, we'll let you know in post.
But I wanted to say something about the work coming back around and the casinos, because I've seen this happen before with the economy shutting down and 9/11, the housing market, everything affects the musicians. So it really is it's the same thing repeating again with the COVID. Yeah. And we're really at the mercy of, as well, the casinos wanting to bring back the entertainment. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot to do with it. I mean, people can play in bars now and certain things outside, but really the main work comes from the casinos not only opening back up, but bringing back entertainment and paying for it.
And paying for it.
Yes.
So that's the thing. Yeah, we were talking. I was on a couple of the last episodes. Some of the people that have gone back to work are saying that they've cut some of the money. At least the few rooms that have opened up, and because the casinos need to recover what they lost during the shutdown. And I know there was a big push to kind of get all the 4-wall shows going again, and they had started to, and then they ended up getting shut down, and they were still with the capacity issues and things like that. But it seems like it's starting to come around, and we've all heard that June 1st is going to be the day, that it opens right back up. But I don't know.
Mm-hmm. See what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, I don't think June 1st is going to be a rush of everyone coming back to work. It'll probably be slowly added. And again, it depends on the casinos and the entertainment directors and budgets and things. And everyone wants to work, but again, they're in control of that. So we'll see. Right. I mean, the 4-wall shows, it's just a matter of paying rent for the room.
Sure.
But they need to sell tickets, need to pay their employees. So it's going to be a slow, return. But hopefully we'll get there.
I think this year's just like everybody's saying, and the people that are starting to work are even coming back with some of that. And it's a little bit of a slow start, but people want to get out there, so I don't think that there's so much an issue with people that don't want to go out and people that don't enjoy live music. But now the problem is all the musicians and bands standing in the same line for a few little rooms, that are going to open up. I think that's what's going to make it tough. And then a lot of the upper end management and all the casinos, all those guys are gone. They've restructured, and old entertainment directors that knew of bands and agents. Essentially these people are all starting over. So it's kind of good that there's a little bit of a reset. And I'm hoping that the strong will survive. And I think that also puts it out there for some better things, the people that stayed on it, that are trying to reinvent themselves, that are trying to bring something to the table that's a little bit new.
Like this.
Mm-hmm. I feel
digital is a brand new thing as far as, Las Vegas music. There's a couple of rooms that are doing this similar, but, not like this. But, just having the ability to still perform and broadcast it out to the world.
Yeah.
It's a new platform, and it's something that we should really jump forward with.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been in town, James?
I've been here since the early 90s, very early 90s. And I've been in and out of town, but I've always lived here. Mm-hmm. And I've played with many different groups around town. The funny thing is, since I've been here, I've always been lucky enough to make a living playing music.
Yeah.
In one form, or playing with different people, or playing with bands steady and traveling and stuff. So it's been great. But I've seen this kind of turnaround come and go, and it's a cycle that we have to go through and get back. I've seen musician strikes, with the musicians going on strike about one thing or another, playing in showrooms and all of that. So, yeah, I've been here, I'll say 30 years or a little more, and it's been great. So,
Walter, when did you get out here?
I got here in 95.
95?
Right.
So the market was there was a lot happening in the 90s, right? So
yeah,
I remember 98 getting here, a lot of double shift. Every casino had, 6-nighters. They had 2 rooms, going, and there was a lot going on. And then, of course, the thing in 2008 happened, and I don't think we really fully bounced back from that, even now. And this is going to have, some of those effects. But who are some of the people you guys have worked with, either here in town or touring, or?
I've been working with Patty Janora for a long time, probably since like 99.
Oh, Patty, I think she was the one that brought you to the studio. I love Patty.
Yeah,
Patty,
we used to
Anthony,
in there a lot. Yeah, the awesome vocalist Patty Janora.
That's right.
Yeah. Who we've worked with Patty together.
Yeah,
we've
absolutely
worked with Patty together.
That's how I met
you
you
a couple times. Yeah.
You saw?
Okay. Have you worked with Patty?
I've never played with her. No. When I first came, Eddie, I think, and Eddie and
Eddie Llewellyn?
no, Garcia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and the drummer, the one that went to, I don't remember his name. The Dreads.
Bonnie Bonaparte.
Yeah.
He's gonna bum out when he remembers. He sees I forgot his name. But, those two were kind of switching off, together. And when I had come to town, I really wasn't playing anymore. I didn't really come here to play. I came to do the studio and the business, and I never really put myself out there. I'd done a couple little things. It was more to kind of kill some time in the beginning before we were rolling. But
Keep on keeping on show.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
no, we all got to work on that, man.
That's
and that was a man.
Plug.
Good fun.
Plug.
Good
That might be a good time, a post-COVID,
right.
post-COVID
back,
gig.
No, that was happening.
Yeah,
20
Yeah,
years,
really
you should
fun.
bring it up and try to
that's
remark.
right.
Keep on
man.
keeping on.
I think
Yeah.
this is the year. This might be the year. So, Mr. Bill Zappia, how about you? What brought you to Vegas, and who might you have worked with here, and what you up to?
Yeah, I came to Vegas in about 97 off a cruise ship.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I came out here with Vargas. Actually, he had a gig, and I was checking out different places, New York and Chicago.
Eddie was doing that too, right? Wasn't Eddie?
Not
with Art?
at that time. A lot
Okay.
of the guys here were on the ship at different times. I think Jakuba was on it.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Wow, yeah, Jakuba was
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
He brought me. Actually, he got me the gig on the cruise ship, and he may have left by then. I think Joel Richmond,
Oh wow,
was
Joel.
actually on it
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I left. And anyway, I came out here with Vargas, and we had like triple shifts. It was crazy. All the casinos had the afternoon shift, and
Yeah.
the midnight shift. You finish a shift, and then the old lady's still drinking scotch at 6 a.m. That was crazy, right? So, and then I've had some good gigs here. I worked at the Bellagio quite a bit, steady gigs, jazz gigs. Sheena.
That's where I met you at the studio. Sheena Easton had come to the studio, and
Right, we
that's
were
when I
rehearsing.
met you. Yeah,
Did
and then I
Sheena
think
even-
the first thing we played together on was that Alicia Keys,
Oh, right, the
thing.
after party.
the after party.
That was awesome. At MGM with with Dave Hart was on that one.
Yeah,
That was a fun
yeah,
gig.
yeah, that was fun
Yeah,
gig.
she was so nice too. But so what did I do? I did Sheena Easton, and then I did plenty of other gigs around town, whatever.
Sure.
And then I got the Terry Fader gig, and I did that for about 12 years.
Wow.
MDing the Terry Fader gig. We had a 7-piece band. That was awesome. It started winding down into a 2-piece, and then this thing happened, and now there's no gig, right?
Yeah.
So no problem though. I made the most of it. I've been enjoying this downtime actually because I had worked so much prior. It was nice to have a little time off to actually focus on music and practice and write tunes and knowing that as soon as it does come back, I'll be back to working all the time.
Gotcha. And you are working on an album.
Right? Yeah. I've been doing tons of arranging and composing, and this actually came from some of my YouTube videos trying to get some attention, right? So I'd start playing, because I was like, well, nobody cares, right? So I got to do something. Right. So I started doing these like the rock tunes and with a little jazz treatment. They were okay, right? Nothing special. And then they were loose. I was like, come on, I hadn't been practicing. But then I started practicing, right? Right. And then I decided to make a trio album out of it. So I made the arrangements more elaborate. And so I have Derek Jones and Jakuba on this trio album. And so basically it's nothing special, but they're fun tunes and we take it out and play and it grooves. And so I can't wait to release that one. And I did that in my new studio, which I just bought. Oh, very good. I just moved in right after losing all the gear, right? So luckily I got the loan.
That's the best time.
Yeah. And then that was perfect though. So it was all worked out.
So you find yourself working mostly just on your original stuff?
Original stuff for now. And I do plenty of tracks for people and arranging, and orchestration or whatever. Mostly studio stuff now, which I really enjoy anyway.
So you may not have to go back to live performing.
Right.
You could,
I may not. It's that's why I'm trying to crank out a couple more albums before I start promoting too much. But doesn't mean don't call me. Don't call me. Right. But
clearly,
yeah, because it's I haven't done anything. In high school, just always working on a money gig.
Well, that's what you have to do. Being a musician, you got to spread yourself out. You got to venture into all avenues.
Right.
Studio, writing, recording, and playing live is good.
It's fun though. Keeps it fresh, right?
Fresh. And Fletch, when did you get out to Vegas?
Oh man, 86.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, I was really young though. My father was in music, so came out here naturally to grow, and I got pulled along with him, man.
You had to,
but yeah, I had to. I had no choice. I think I was like 6 years old.
So I hadn't even met you until we had done the Keeping On show. Yeah. I think James had told me about you, and that was the first time that I saw you. And then since then, I know you've been all over the Strip. I think we've tried to grab you a couple times. You ain't gonna have it.
Oh, he's very busy.
I've been blessed to be busy. I've been blessed to be busy.
You should be, man. You're a talented cat.
I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah, I
really am, man, and learning everything I can in the process. So.
Now, I want to talk about something. Actually, you had brought this up just in conversation a couple weeks ago. You were asking about the venues and the talent and the bands that are playing out there and what could be done differently to make it better. Do you think with the bands that are track bands now, I mean, I understand the track thing. I completely get it. When they dump the money, some of these bands wanted to not lose the fullness of the tracks, and it turned into a situation where they could still have a sound and do that. And I'm not against the tracks unless they are abused. We did a big thing with the tracks because of the nature of our show. So I'm not down on that anymore or at all. I never was down on that. But I think, like we said, when we had mentioned that sometimes that is abused. Now, do you think the end user being the audience, how much bearing does that have on them? So are they just there to be entertained? They don't care how it happens? If you could do a full-blown lip sync and they are entertained, where is the line in your opinion? And how can that be better? What could the venues do differently? What could the bands do different? Did the bands just get lazy?
I would hope that the public would not be happy with just straight lip sync.
Just that.
Well, let's be honest now. You go to any award show, people don't care.
I want people to care.
I get that.
Yeah. You know what? It's this is the perfect opportunity for this story. I saw you guys with Patty on the Strip one time. This is years ago, and a lineup, man. She always has an A band, and you guys were playing something very sophisticated, bleeding at the mouth. When you finished,
right.
Bang, right. Everybody's doing that. And Patty comes up to the mic and she goes, thank you. That was blah, 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 blah. Is there anything you guys want to hear? Dude out in the audience asking for Mustang Sally. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was like It just really was driven home at that point. Right. Yeah, and again, man, I understand. If you're a cover band, it's your job to entertain, sell drinks, keep a dance floor, do all those things. Yeah. But at the same time, as artists, you want to do something, and you want to feel good about what you're doing, and you want to satisfy a portion of your soul as well. So what is right and what is wrong? You know, I mean, what is your opinion on any of that? I mean,
well, I'd like to interject something in there. I don't mind people using tracks, even as a musician, as a sweetener to the music.
Yes.
But to totally rely on the tracks and not be able to play anything with the tracks, I mean, even if you're a solo artist, but you're playing an instrument, that's fine.
Right.
You know, you might need something to fill it out. But the people that are hiding behind tracks or something to that effect, I don't like that. But see, I think we've gotten away from hearing really tight live bands. And to me, nothing compares to a real band playing that's tight. Mm-hmm. Now, tight is all relative as far as how locked in the group is. But if you've ever really heard a tight band, even when Prince was alive, he had all music playing and live musicians, and they were so tight that I thought everyone in town should listen to that and strive to get to that level. Mm. When I heard Tower of Power, I said, this is what a horn band should sound like.
How you do it.
That's how you do it. So if we keep striving to get to those levels, then I think people will notice the difference and they will gravitate to that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with a duo or a trio playing in a restaurant or in a lounge or something, but we still need to have that element of live music.
Yeah.
Fully live too. And you should have to be held to a certain standard of quality of the musicians, and just overall tightness of the band. That makes a big difference.
Now, just to play devil's advocate, if the audience is entertained and that's the end game, how much does it matter? You know, I like I say, I'm not making an argument for the track bands or the guys that got lazy, that don't want to work. I'm just saying, if the end game is to entertain and sell drinks, and some dudes come out lip syncing the whole book and they're killing it and the bar is raging, and then you got cats bleeding at the mouth and everybody wants to hear Mustang Sally.
I mean, for me personally, I've done both.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
And honestly, as long as they're happy and you're playing the room, right? Because that's a part of it. You know, the Bellagio is not going to get the same crowd as the Stratosphere is going to get. You know, I don't know if I can say those names, but you know, so it all really depends on the room and where you're playing and what you have to do to fill that room or complete that task for that room. You know, so I can't have a vote either way, right? As long as the people are happy, man.
But as long as like the whole track thing and lip syncing, where people.
Well, I didn't lip sync though. I didn't do that.
Right? No, I know that. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying some people do.
Yeah.
Just like with DJs, long as one thing doesn't totally push another thing completely out of the game.
Sure.
That's what I was going to say.
You would think it would be, room for all of it.
Yeah.
And room for people to appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All of it. Like, you have the DJ thing. Nothing against that, but that seems to push the whole live performance out. Why does that have to be?
Right. And
that was really out of our hands, though. It was more, for lack of a better word, man, budget.
Yeah, it was a necessity thing. I think in the beginning, I mean, there was a band here in town that was really popular. That was, to my knowledge, was kind of the first band that started doing the track thing, and they were, I want to say, a duo or a trio, and they were working all the time. Mm-hmm. And I will say that I've seen plenty of bands. I mean, when they were coming through the studio, I saw pretty much everybody that was in town, and I will say that I saw plenty of young guys that may not have been as talented that might have been using tracks, but they're going for it. You know, they got energy. You know, they're out there at least delivering whatever it is that they've got. And I've seen the opposite of that too. I've seen great cats, great players that want to sit down and do the 1,000-yard stare and do their taxes in the head while they're on stage. You know, so you know what is the balance? You know, I mean, the reason I brought this up is because I've heard it a lot, you know, lately, just in conversation. And when you had brought it up the other day, it was a good point of topic, you know, just to kind of see what the consensus is, you know, in the community.
I think sometimes a good balance would be like you have these places where, you know, got to keep people on the dance floor. You know, you got to keep the joints going. It's almost like it's not really about the music at that point.
No,
it'd be great to have more venues where when you come in here, it's about the music.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't even need a dance floor.
Right.
No, man,
it's just
you always
come
need a dance floor.
No, but I'm saying some things could be about the music. It's a lot of bands that I like to go out and see, and it's like there's no dance floor because you want to sit down and hear what they're
dig the music,
right? But not everybody's that way, man.
No, I know that.
Know?
No, I know that. But I'm saying we need all of that.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
You know, I just think when one thing pushes another whole thing completely.
Yeah.
Well, we do need all, and there's room for all.
Yeah.
I mean, a DJ can have 10,000 people in the audience and entertain them. But there is a place for that. Then there's a place for, like you said, the live music. And people should realize the difference. Let's don't get away from, well, I don't care if it's only one person on stage or even if they're really singing or playing. We should still keep the art alive because it is an art and it could die if you don't try to keep it alive. So we need to teach people as well as show them so they can appreciate live music well.
Yeah.
And I've been with some artists where they don't really want people to dance. It's more about entertaining them singing wise or visually wise or just I'm here to sing for you. So it's not really about dancing. So like you said, some venues might not have a dance floor, but the people that are going are expecting that. Now they may dance in their seat a little bit, but it's not about getting on the floor. It's more about the visual of seeing the artist, hearing their show, you know? So there's different places for everything. And there's room for all of that, but we can't forget about certain things. People can't say, well, I don't care if it's one person on stage or two. No, it should be, if you want to go hear a duo, that's fine. And if you want to go hear a live band, you should be able to do that. If you want to go to a club and rock with a DJ, you should be able to do that.
He touched on a really good point. You know, as long as you're not letting the track drive the band, right? And it's a filler.
Right.
You use it as an instrument. You use it as another player. Yeah, it fills up the sound and makes everything a little bit bigger. But, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you've been in both situations and big high profile situations. I mean, what is your personal opinion on that? I mean, do you love it? You hate it? You deal with it?
Ideally, I'd rather have as many keyboard players as necessary to cover all the extra parts and a live horn section.
Yeah.
And then, but I don't, know, that's what I prefer because then you can write, you can do things on the spot. It's quick.
Sure.
But yeah, I've done plenty of tracks and I don't mind it. With Terry, I had a 7-piece band, 3 horns. It was awesome. We had a really, really good band and I used augmentation. Obviously for the pop things, you need to have the drum loops. If you're doing, especially impersonations, you need to have all that stuff covered.
Sure.
And I only have 2 hands, and I had to conduct too, so I had some nice string programming, and you can get the strings much better programming than you could playing them because you can use all the fancy soft synths. So I mean, some light percussion and everything else, but with just the 3 horns, I was able to do so much. With I had the woodwinds, I had,
Yeah, and like I say, I completely see it as a somewhat of a necessary evil. I mean, and everybody's doing it. I mean, I saw Van Halen for crying out loud using tracks in a concert. When they just came out, when they came out with Wolfie and they were on that, they started that tour and they had all the keyboards, for the keyboard songs and some of the background vocals, So, like I said, I understand them as a tool, but I do not necessarily agree. The musician in you wants to fight the completely relying on it. If the tracks stop and the show's over, maybe not.
See, there's an element to tracks that says you have to stay within that track. You can't deviate. You can't say take a solo or let's stretch this ending, or people are dancing, let's go a little longer, or maybe you're inspired to say, hey, I want to hear a sax solo right now. Tracks, it's the same way to that arrangement, and that's it. So you're kind of, restrained from the other element. Now, if you're playing jazz, I can't see a jazz group really using tracks.
No,
because
I don't think there's any
so much
that
of
do.
improv.
Right.
Well,
I mean, it's possible, maybe.
I mean, it's definitely possible. With the technology right now, you can program 4 or 5 loops and have fun with them live. There's a lot of, I think there's Ableton is a huge program right now for the DJs. They're using it to do those kinds of things. And there's a band out, I can't remember the name of them. 2 guys doing a lot of that live track stuff, but they're playing their instruments, it can be done.
But a lot of times they have to hire someone specifically to run those tracks if you're going to be jumping around.
Yeah.
I know groups that use Pro Tools, but they have a person that mans that machine.
Yeah.
Specifically if the band gets thrown off from the click or something happens, because human error. Machines don't allow for human error.
Yeah, and on the production side, I see that on 80% of the writers now that are doing sound. If it's a big acts, national, major acts, international acts, they're requesting some sort of Pro Tools, or a playback rig for some kind of tracks. And what's pretty common is they'll have the whole show, everything, every instrument, and they're just dropping in and out what they need for whatever situation. If they're going to go with a smaller combo or a bigger group or whatever, if they're going to go with 9-piece, then they'll pull a few extra out, and if there's 3-piece, then they'll put some back in, so like I said, I think it's just a tool, in the industry. So again, nothing against it until it's ridiculous.
It's like when the advancement of technology, it's always a upside,
downside,
up and downside. Some people are out of work because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Sound really great with it. I just hate to see it put some people out of work, and then the younger generation is coming up really relying on that and not relying on their own personal music ability. So like I say, with tracks, they're used sparingly. That's cool. Don't put too many people out.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. So, man, you guys got anything coming up soon, shows or anything that you want to put out there? We talked about your album, you guys.
No, I'm trying to get back in the scene, doing a lot of traveling and concerts, and that ended. So I came back to town and started calling around to make connections. People said everything's shutting down. Now I'm going to restart soon. That's another reason for doing this video, is to try to say, hey, I'm still here and don't forget about me. So I like to work with different people. And, it used to be in Vegas, you could work 5-6 nights a week and you were almost considered like a real working person here. Banks would give you loans. Car dealers would, give you loans because, oh, you're a musician? Oh, that's just like anyone else, a banker or someone else that works a 9 to 5. You're a working musician.
Mm.
So hopefully we'll get back to that and I can get back in that.
All right, guys. Well, we'll cut it here, man. I just want to say thanks for coming and thanks for having me. Doing some double duty. It was good to play with you guys again.
Yeah,
just trying to keep up with you guys, man. And when I heard this guy was doing this, I don't know how you got this guy.
The infamous.
How's that? the amazing Bill
Can I throw a request in there?
Absolutely.
Please bring Keep On Keeping On show back. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll do some tracks.
Oh man.
Yeah, okay.
I'll stream it.
No, we didn't have them
make sure you
before.
stream
so
it.
No, we didn't need them, man. We
Right.
Here are the tracks.
There you go.
That's right.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you. Thank you again, man.
Thank you,
We really
man.
appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
The afternoon has gently passed me by. The evening spreads its wings against the sky, waiting for tomorrow. It's just another day. Could be just a day. Goodbye. Oh. Turn on my VCR, same one I've had for years. James Brown TV show, same tape that I've had for years. I sit in my old car, same one I've had for years. Old batteries running down and ran for years and years. So turn on the radio, the static hurt my ears. Tell me where did I go? I ain't been out in years. Turn on the stereo, it's played for years and years. An Otis Redding song, it's all I own. When the world is running down, you make the best of what stood around. When the world is down, you make the best of what stood around. When I feel lonely here, don't waste my time with tears. I run deep through the granny rip for years and years old. Don't like the food I eat, them cans are running out. Same food for years and years, I hate the food I eat. When the world is running down, you make the best of what's still around. When the world is running down, you make the best of what's still around. Turn on my VCR, same what I had for years. James Brown and the Tammy Show, same tape for years. Oh, I sit in my old car, same one I've had for years. Old batteries running down, it ran for years and years. Oh, turn on the radio, the static hurt my ears. Tell me where do I go? I ain't been out in years. Turn on the stereo, it's played for years and years. And know this fitting song, it's all I own. When the world is running down, you
We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time.